I dub thee a nerdy knight of the round, sworn defenders of all who oppress the nerd. Now, on to the round table. Listen to what they say, for their words will guide you.
It's another nerdy night as my round table joins me, Ben, the ridiculous Riddick, sitting atop the Avengers Tower. I'll be your billionaire playboy philanthropist, at least if I win the And joining me at my round table is a patriotic man out of time, Sam Chen.
Woo!
And in his nerdy night debut, the Allfather himself, Andy Riddick. You should probably say something for the audio listeners of the podcast.
Oh, sorry. Hello, audio listeners.
I said woohoo. It's not, but it's a low bar.
We have a fantastic show planned for you tonight. We are talking all about CES 2016, but before we get into that, we are going to start the show the way we always do, and that's with our active quest lines. Sam, tell me, what nerdy things have you been doing with your life over the last week?
God, so many things. I'm fully decked out in Extra Life gear. I have my Extra Life phone case, my Extra Life t-shirt, and as per norm, I am binge watching another Netflix series. I just started Narcos last night.
Oh, how is that one?
It is amazing. That being said, I'm only 3 episodes in. I've obviously heard good things, but like the first episode could have been a movie, and I would have been pretty happy with it. So, like, I'm expecting good things. Second episode didn't really disappoint me either, so I'm thinking it's going to be good. The only real problem, and this is going to be a problem for you, because I believe you're in the dub not sub camp, is that the majority of the show is in Spanish. So,
okay,
if your Spanish is really good,
I can be okay with that a little.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a mix. Like, obviously, when, like, you see the Americans, they speak English.
Oh, good.
So it's not just like a foreign film, so to speak. But no, it's really good, and it's probably one of the first shows that I've watched in 4K on Netflix where it is pretty apparent that they shot in 4K. Like when you watch House of Cards in 4K on Netflix, pretty much it only looks like the opening sequence was shot in 4K. The rest looks good, and it probably was shot on a 4K camera, but it's like the quality is indistinguishable. Whereas Narcos does a much better job, so enjoyable.
Gotcha. Just to give everyone the forewarning, Andy Riddick here, my father, the person who made the ridiculous Riddick. I am going to try my best to reference him as Andy throughout the show, but if you hear me say Dad, I apologize. Andy, what nerdy things have you been doing over the last week?
Planes, trains, and automobiles, mostly. Getting back from CES was a nightmare. It was Escape from Las Vegas. But it did give me a chance to watch The Martian.
Oh,
yes.
How'd you like that?
Absolutely loved the movie. It was fantastic.
That was Nerdy Nights Radio's third show of the year for 2015.
Movie. Really, it was a good movie.
Yeah, I just want to go.
I watched it half on the plane. So, but beyond that, just walking my feet off at CES.
Yeah, I also love how The Martian won Best Comedy.
Yeah, I didn't agree with that, but like, I would rather win something than win.
Absolutely, I agree.
So I guess I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought it was great that Mr. Robot won Best Supporting Actor and Best new TV drama?
Yeah, TV drama. No, I think it was just TV drama. Like
was it? Well, no, Martin or what was it? Christian Slater won Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
I still have not watched that show, and we gave it the number 2 TV show of the year for 2016.
And Sam called you out for not watching it.
Yes, he did in that little article that you can find at www.nkrn.org. But yeah, I need to sit down and watch that show because after reading Sam's review of it, I'm like, oh wow, that actually sounds like a show I would enjoy. So as for me, I spent last week getting a trophy on the PlayStation that I thought I would never get. And that was the Destiny Flawless Raider trophy.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Um,
You suck.
oh my god.
Screw
And
you.
I just so Sam,
Okay, I'm
stop
just going to
freaking
mute
out.
myself and just walk away now.
Stop freaking out because I've promised at least 3 other people that I will get them through Flawless Raider. You can be one of those people. But for those of you who don't play Destiny, Flawless Raider is a trophy where you have to complete one of the Destiny raids without anyone in your fire team dying. And raids consist of 6 people. So I always hate trophies where I have to rely on other people to get them. So going through this, I had my fire team of 6 people. I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, half of these people are going to die like 50 times. And we still made it through. We did Crota's End, which is the easiest one to do. And the first time we tried it, we got all the way up to Crota. Except what ended up happening is someone killed one of the knights on the side, so a sword knight jumped down in front of Crota and killed me while I was trying to kill Crota, which kind of sucked.
Wait, you ran it hard mode? Or was that the new way they patched regular mode?
I guess that might be the new way they patch regular mode.
Okay.
If you shoot always if you killed the boomers on the side, a knight dropped down into the middle. One of the sword knights.
That's true.
Oh
yeah, hard mode had the wizards.
Yeah.
Extra wizards.
So that was frustrating. And then after that, we had a couple of stupid deaths. But all around, I think we only did it 7 times. It took an hour and a half to do the whole to get the trophy. And I'm not going to lie, I did a majority of the work. Because the beginning part of that raid is you running through this really dark area from lantern to lantern, making sure you don't die. I had everyone in my fire team stay at the very beginning of that, ran through the entire thing, and then ran across the bridge and teleported everyone to the next area. The next area is where, I actually had everyone was contributing. And luckily, nobody ever died in that area, which is the bridge, the abyss, which I found amazing, considering one person there had never done Crota's End. So I was impressed there. And then
When did you run this, Ben?
we ran this on Thursday or Friday. I think it was Thursday. It was Friday. Mike tells me it was Friday. But no, it was great. Recruit says we did die on the bridge. Oh, that's right. Keith died on the bridge. So,
You do a key?
damn it, Keith.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
so
Ben. I fully expect when we're running it that you will do most of the work for this betrayal.
in all honesty, that is the only way that I will do it, is if whoever I run it with lets me do most of the work. Let's get into the show proper, though. We have a lot of CES things to talk about, and only an hour to talk about it in.
Woo!
And our first topic tonight is just talking about connected cars and homes. There was a lot of stuff at CES from what I noticed reading articles and what Sam has told me. That pretty much just tells me that CES was all about making your home help you in more ways. So, Sam, what kind of connected home stuff did you see?
So I'll probably say like the biggest thing off the bat was Ford kind of talked about how their new MMI or multimedia interface system was going to basically be an open platform and talk to a bunch of different connected home things, including Amazon Alexa, including Wink, which is now owned by some random company. Because I have friends who are engineers at Wink, and they told me it's no longer owned by Quirky. And basically now all of a sudden, like, your car is going to be a natural extension of your home, which it really should be. So like you get home, you trigger your Alexa command, I don't know. I didn't see any demos, so I don't know exactly how it is. I've just been reading about it. But I imagine you say something like, Alexa, open the garage door, and your garage door opens. Much like you can do now at home with Alexa proper, but obviously, like, it's not a big deal once you're home, but it's much big deal when you're out and about, especially with things like, is the light on? Is my door locked? Is all this other stuff happening? You don't have to pull out your app while you're driving. You can just run everything in there. So it's great. And it looks like the price and the availability and just the ubiquity of all of the Internet of Things devices is really going to start making everyone's life easier at an affordable price.
Yeah.
I think that, I did see a lot of Alexis integrated things and found that a lot of the alarm companies were relying on Alexis to integrate with their latest and greatest Vivint and some of the other companies that I stopped by and looked at.
Yeah, the only person on the show without an Alexa, by the way. So
well, I have a reason now.
And Vivint is home security. Did you happen to see how they integrated with Vivint? How is Alexa integrating with home security that you saw?
It apparently it speaks to their control panel, and we have Vivint here at home, and we have the camera, and we have cameras in the house, and electric lock for the front door, things like that. And you can give Alexa those commands, which will make it a lot easier. Going to bed at night, alarm the house or arm the house and bypass certain doors or whatever, versus going to the panel and dealing with that on a nightly basis.
Yeah, that's really cool. So you were talking about Ford, Sam, right? As far as the cars go, Andy, you mentioned. Did you take a look at the Faraday?
I saw it, but beyond that, I didn't. It was total craziness around it. I mean, it was like 10 people deep, everybody taking pictures. The car rolled out, I guess, on Tuesday, and the show opened on Wednesday, and that was one of the first things that I saw was the Faraday car as I was walking into the main exhibit hall. It's never going to really be on the road, but it is cool.
It's really cool. What I've found awesome is it can be controlled by a smartphone. So you can start setting shit up in there, and it's essentially a big remote control car.
Well, I don't know if you saw that Tesla, even though I didn't see Tesla at CES. Did you, Sam?
No, they had a car in like one of the booths, but
right, there's cars everywhere. But
yeah.
Tesla announced today or yesterday that now they will have self-parking, not just like parallel park the car. You get out and tell the car to park, and it will park, and you can summon the car to you.
That is so cool.
And
can I give my car a
Elon
name
Musk
like
says
Fido?
by 2017, you should be able to summon your car from LA to New York.
What?
What?
So I had to call and ask. It's like I inquired about a lease. I figured I'd get rid of the Mini Cooper and upgrade to a Tesla. 3-year lease between $900 and $1,000 a month.
Whew.
So needless to say, I'm still driving the Mini.
Yeah, I can imagine. God, that is so cool. I love the stuff that is coming as far as electric cars go, and the connectivity.
Automation. There was a ton of automated car devices. Did you see automate? Self-driving, traffic aware, vehicle to vehicle communication.
Yep.
Where the cars actually will talk to each other, so that you can, the car in front of you will tell you if you're clear to pass.
Yeah.
We're this close to iRobot shit.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
This close to iRobot.
I mean, even then, like some of the car booths had like, here's this robot thing, and like you can tell it to go get you coffee, and it will like drive to the coffee store, and like if they put your order in, it'll drive back to you. You're like, I mean, yeah, someone's probably gonna steal your coffee along the way, but still, like, Still pretty cool. You could be super lazy.
Yeah. Well, Recruit in the chat says, he says, now we're a step closer to being able to transmat a sparrow.
Yeah, okay.
I sure love Destiny humor. I find a lot of the car stuff to be fascinating, but even more fascinating, I find all of the things that Alexa is being able to connect to. Because I have an Alexa, and I am just so excited to be able to have more things around me that connect to her, so that I can just control everything while sitting on my ass.
Yeah.
Like, what needs to happen is Roomba.
That's always been your problem, Ben.
I know. I want like a Roomba that I can voice control with Alexa. Like, hey Alexa, vacuum the living room for me. Or you know,
vacuum the living room on your to-do list.
Oh, thanks.
Now you have to do it. It's on your to-do list.
Now it's on my to-do list, so I have to do it.
No, I mean, like, I went to Z-Wave had a booth, Zigbee had a booth, and they put a lot of vendors in there. And I talked to almost all of them, and they were all like, "Look, Amazon and some of these hub companies, they figured out like everything else. So like, honestly, we're going to stop developing like proprietary apps to control our hardware. We're just going to try to interface with them." And thank God, because I don't need an app for every single device in my house when it's like a light bulb. If I'm buying 2 light bulbs, I don't need 2 apps to control my light bulbs. I just need one unified device. Either it's a hub, either it's Alexa, doesn't matter. As long as I have that, everything should work. And I'm really glad that like hardware developers are on board with it.
You mentioned one device to control everything. I saw a number of controls that said that they would integrate all of your apps into one thing. Did you see any of those?
I haven't seen a lot of them. I mean, I know like Apple's obviously trying to do that and failing miserably. But no, I haven't seen a lot of that. I did see a couple devices that were like, "Hey, I'm your internet router, and I will also control your home devices." But that's probably the extent that I saw.
I saw some that were like Alexis remotes that could connect to the Philips. What's the Philips light bulb? The Hue.
Yeah.
Yeah, those types of things.
Yeah, I will say some of the cool things that I did like see as I was talking to a lot of the people is like some of these devices are working through Bluetooth now, but like it looks like Bluetooth mesh networking is becoming more popular. So I think there will be a day soon where, you know, Bluetooth will not, at least in your house, will not be limited by the range of the actual device to whatever hub you have. As long as you have multiple devices going around your house, you'll be able to plug everything into one, which is kind of cool.
You know, I have to say, like, as far as Bluetooth goes over the last couple of years, I feel like it's just gotten a lot better and easier to use. Like, I only recently had to use Bluetooth more often because of the new car that we got, but the thing connects right away, and even the Echo just connects very easily to my sound bar, you know, in the living room, and it's just everything seems to work so much more seamlessly.
Wait, your Echo connects to your sound bar?
Yeah.
So it plays through your sound bar, or
yeah, it'll play through my sound bar if the sound bar is on. It's not on right now.
Huh.
Yeah. True story, right
I've
there.
never used it that way yet.
You should do it.
I need to.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, complete your connected home, Sam.
Well, so that's the thing. Like, I'm usually pretty afraid of connecting my phone to Alexa. Like, I only do it specifically when I'm listening to something.
Uh-huh.
But if I can output from the Alexa to another Bluetooth device, then I don't care, because then I can just turn on that device.
Yeah. It's nice. I enjoy it.
Soundbars are getting intense too.
Yeah, they are. Like, I didn't.
Atmos in your house.
I mean, any other really interesting, neat, connected home things that you saw there, guys?
Kitchen was a big deal. Everything in the kitchen being connected, the refrigerators, the dishwasher, you know, I mean, it was kind of over the top. There was almost as many refrigerators and clothes washers as there was TVs.
Wow. So what was connected about the clothes washers and dishwashers? I know I saw a lot of the refrigerators being able to kind of keep an inventory, but that seems like a lot of work. Sam and I were talking a little bit about it before the show, but I want to hear about the dishwashers and stuff.
Well, the clothes washer, I mean, the dishwasher tells you if your dishes are done, not a big deal. But the clothes washer had a video camera to show you your. I haven't really figured that one out. But you can watch your clothes wash.
Oh, that sounds fun.
I think it was more. I think it was more like they provide these things in this piece of equipment, and you'll figure out what to do with them later.
Oh, okay.
So they did have a number of devices like the dishwasher and the washing machine that were connected through like the Amazon dash buttons.
Hmm.
So they would automatically order detergent and softener and those types of things.
I do really enjoy those dash buttons. They're
You have one?
no.
Okay.
And how do you enjoy them?
Because
You
the
like the
idea is so neat, and they're so cheap. They're like $5 for them.
And I think that money goes towards a purchase, doesn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's essentially a free device.
Right. See, that
Free
would
device
work. I
to
think
get you
that
to
would
buy
work.
things.
But it
Yeah.
would work great in businesses where you're constantly reordering those staples,
Hmm.
and it has an automatic feature where you can't push it twice within the same, I don't know, week or something like that. You can set it.
See,
So
that's
like somebody runs out of laundry detergent and you push the button and the next person comes in and says they're out of laundry detergent. If they push it, it's not going to double order.
that's amazing. That is just such a simple device. I don't understand how, yeah, how it hasn't been thought up before. But I'm glad it's here now. That has been my one complaint about the Echo is that I can't purchase something through it. I can add stuff to a cart, but I can't purchase things.
Yeah, you know what would happen, right? I'd come visit you, and then I would just buy stuff, and then you would be stuck.
So give me a vocal password or something like that.
Just voice recognition.
Yeah. It's like, oh, some asshole walked into your house and tried to order something. He sounded Asian.
You get your tonsils out or something stupid like that. You'd be like, "Oh crap, I can't use it."
Do either of you guys have anything you want to add to the connected home before we move on to the next topic? No.
I don't know. Did you see the ones Sony TV that 2.7 millimeters thick?
Did not see a Sony one. I saw the LG one.
Is it LG? I don't know. It turned on edge and it was about the two credit cards thick.
Yeah.
Yeah. You sent me a video of that.
And then yeah.
and I was looking at the video and I'm like, he's sending me a video of just a bunch of people. And it's like the video keeps going and I'm like, okay, it's just a bunch of people. And then eventually like the TV turns. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like the angle you had on that video was perfect for me not to understand that there was a TV there for most of it until it turned. Like that was insane.
Yeah. I mean, they have like the TV on the two sides now, which is kind of cool. I don't know how much home use it's going to get. Definitely a lot of commercial use, I think.
Absolutely.
Is it the one you're talking about? Is that the TV that kind of rolls? The TV screen that rolls up?
Not the flexible one. It literally has like it's like two together.
Uh-huh.
It's probably not much more thicker than this, and it can display two independent images on each side.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
A lot of commercial use there. Did you see the modular TV?
No.
It was like a TV on the wall that could rearrange the screens to better handle different ratio type pictures.
Oh.
So like movie pictures would be, longer and narrower, or I don't know what else. I guess sports images would be not as wide and taller.
Yeah, that's cool.
That seems
like
neat. Technology in general is just getting crazy. One of the things that we'll talk about it when we get into a later topic. Let's move on to the topic that I'm really excited to talk about, and that is VR, virtual reality. Sam, you were texting me, asking me what game it was that I was recommending that you play.
I
in
knew
the
which
previous show. And did you get a chance to play Valkyrie?
Nope.
Ugh.
That line was like an hour and a half.
So worth it,
Hours.
though. So worth it.
Did you see the rest of the show, Ben?
No,
nope,
I
don't think so. Yeah. I mean, yes, I'm fully aware that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm full. Sorry.
Good
I'm
talk.
fully aware how cool it is. It's just the sort of thing where I don't. There's so little time I was spending at the show that I just couldn't stand in line for it.
I gotcha. Did you
And then they announced the price
of the Oculus Rift? Oh my god. $600 for an Oculus Rift. What I find even more crazy is they opened pre-orders before they announced a price and accepted pre-orders beforehand. Dad, have you seen the Oculus Rift much at all?
Yes.
Do you have any interest in
Yep.
it whatsoever?
Not so much. I could see I could see it being really nice for traveling, for like large screen movies, almost IMAX sized movies right on your head. But besides that, I'm not necessarily all that interested in it. I thought it was kind of funny that the CEO of Oculus Rift really did a big backpedal after they announced the price and was like, I think we could have done that better. And it's like, you think?
It's like,
I thought that
I
was.
wish I could have set expectations better for you. And it was
That's
just
right.
Like,
We thought that we communicated this prior.
Hey.
Obviously, we did not.
Yeah, I feel like Oculus does not understand how they're going to succeed, and that is
people buying their product.
people, not just people, but people that are more than just their hardcore audience. Because obviously, big PC gamers that want to play their games in the Oculus OS are going to probably still eat it up. But it's not going to be enough for them. That's not.
Yeah, they haven't come anywhere close to finding that sweet spot where the unit sold is going to outweigh or outsell or generate enough money that their profit margins could be low enough to lower the price. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like Oculus has a company that has already failed at trying to put something out that was $600. Sony tried to do that with the PS3 when they announced it. Do you remember that, Sam? They're like, here's the PS3, and the price is $599.99.
It didn't fail as badly as we thought it would, sadly enough.
No, that did fail. It wasn't until the price got dropped that they started actually doing well, and they didn't break even until the last 2 years of the last generation.
Yeah, I mean, but isn't part of the argument on? Oh, okay. I don't want to dredge up the Sony stuff.
Well,
no, I understand your point.
But here's the thing:
my bigger problem is not that the Oculus is $600. It's that it's $600, and I need at least like a $6,000 to $1,000 gaming PC to use it.
And that was the next point I was going to bring up. At least the PS3 was
that was the console.
That was the console.
You needed a TV, but most people had TVs.
This is a peripheral. like Citizen is saying, it's a $600 add-on to what you already have.
Yeah.
I mean, that is ridiculous. And it's definitely going to turn the layperson away from getting it.
I I mean, I have a feeling what they're going to do is chances are at some point they'll figure out a way to debundle some of the stuff and reoffer it.
Yeah.
Like, because it does come with 2 games and an Xbox controller. So, like, honestly, I would take it without the Xbox One controller. Just save $50. Like, that's obviously not part of their pricing structure, but I think they're going to get to the point where they might need to backpedal some of the features or some of the ancillary offerings just to drop the price a little bit.
Yeah. And I have to say, I feel like this puts Sony in a really good place for when they announce the price point of PlayStation VR.
I think it gives them a great opportunity, but I don't trust Sony.
I still don't think that thing. I think that is still going to be $100.
I think you are so wrong.
It's
It's not even funny.
I think maybe 150. I don't think it'll. If it goes over $200, I would actually be surprised.
Okay, so I am bracing for 4 and expecting 3. I am bracing for 4 and expecting 3. That is where
I don't think they're going to charge the same amount for their console as an add-on. For the same reason we just...
I really hope not. I really hope not.
No, Sony has
but-
already mastered the idea of we can take a hit, we can take a loss on products for the first couple of years if it's something that's going to succeed. And I think PlayStation VR is something they're going to take that risk on. They took that risk on the PS4.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but like it's entry in a different thing. Like I wouldn't. I think you can trust that in the PS4 you're going to move volume, enough volume to make it worthwhile. Like here to increase adoption. I don't know. Like if you're selling at a loss, for how long is that affordable to you? I mean, let's. I don't. Okay, first of all, I don't know what the output resolution is going to be. I'm expecting the output resolution now, and I don't know if you ever saw specs for it.
Yep.
To actually be a lot. You did? What are the specs for
Two
the
1080p's.
Is that Oculus or Sony?
Sony.
Okay. Yeah. So given that spec point, I don't know how much is Oculus being greedy versus like here's the actual cost to make my device. That's my only real question. Because if the real cost to make the device is $200, I can't imagine they can afford to sell it for $2. I really don't.
I think they can, and I think they will.
I am hoping you are correct, because at $200, I am no qualms about trying this thing.
Yeah.
At $200, I am. I mean, like when you think about it, like you're like a nicely designed cardboard holder, like not the actual cardboard, but just your dumb holder for a smartphone is like 40 to 50. You telling me you put 2 screens in there, maybe some other stuff? I mean, I will say the one thing that I like goes in your favor is that you need a PlayStation camera.
Yep.
So I could also see, $200. I don't bundle the camera in. I sell you the camera for another $50. Like maybe you're making like $10 on the camera or $20 on the camera. Maybe that's how they're going to balance it. I would kill for 200. I would kill for 200. 100, you're just out of your mind. You're just out of your mind.
So Andy, how about you? What is the price point where you would actually look at VR and be like, huh?
I'll try it.
Yeah. Obviously not $600.
No, I mean,
I'm
the thing is,
completely sold on the idea, and I'm not into $600.
it's not so much the price as it is the fact that you can't use it with just anything. It's not like you can plug an HDMI cable into it and have content as far as large screen, close up, plug it into your phone, those types of things, and see movies. Panasonic made something like that years ago that you could plug into your phone or back in the day a DVD player and have large format movies. But the idea of paying $600 for a headset and then having to spend $1,000 on a PC, and the fact that I haven't seen anything that says it works with a Mac really kind of turns me off.
Yeah. Well, have you seen anything with the PlayStation VR?
No.
Like no stories or anything like that? Because you just got a PlayStation.
Right.
I highly recommend, and I can send you some of the stuff that they're doing with it. But imagine I remember you liked to play flight sim games, like any of those, or like MechWarrior or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that in the VR space, though. Like, wouldn't that just be awesome? You turning your head and essentially being able to change your character movement just by moving yourself.
Yes and no. I can see myself, throwing out a disc in my neck, or really, really doing some damage there. For you, it might not be such a big deal, but I could see myself also wanting to try to stand up and walk around and tripping over the dog, and
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I will say they had a setup where it was like a full capsule, and you'd like sit in the capsule, and it would actually.
See, that seems cool. I lost audio on everyone though.
Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. I can hear you. It's just
I lost Sam too.
Oh, okay. So it's not just me. I also
He looks like an angry Chinese guy.
He's also disappeared.
Now he's disappeared.
And I also don't hear Mike in my other ear, which is mildly distressing. Telling me not to worry. Everything's going to be all right. That is because Facebook disconnected me. Hey, guys, how are you all doing? How's the chat doing? Are you having a good time? I'm having a good time. I am going to try to reconnect to my producer. There we go. That makes me feel better. I don't need camera. Yeah. So, I'm just going to very quickly explain, I guess, the PS... the PlayStation VR, Dad, is actually really quite cool. I got a chance to play with it at PlayStation Experience last month.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is just so incredibly light. Like, I barely felt like there was anything on my head. Which, I found to be awesome, because that was my biggest concern, was like you said, it's like just moving around. I feel like I don't want to feel like my neck is going to snap. Mm-hmm. Which was really neat. And I did, to your point, there was a person that was using the Rift, or the VR, the PlayStation VR, and when they finished their thing, they used their Move controller. I guess their screen was showing that they were holding a gun, and there was a table in front of you, and you're supposed to put down your gun. People were like dropping the controller like right in front of them, and then trying to walk away with the thing still attached to their head.
Right.
Which is just
so it's like augmented reality, right?
Yeah, I mean, no, not augment. This is still completely covered virtual reality. They see
right, but they're seeing things in front of them. They're seeing the actual.
No, so there wasn't an
around
actual table in front of them. They were putting controllers on the ground and stuff like that. Whoa! I just lost everything. Nope. Okay. Yeah. Somehow
Maybe.
Sam just ruined everything by... Yep. Yes, I can hear you right now.
I can hear you.
Echo.
Very
Okay.
Self.
Nope, I'm hearing the
Hello?
echo too. I also don't see your video anymore. Oh my god, can we have an episode this year that doesn't
can't hear
become
Ben.
a complete train wreck? Really? Live now, which is great. I misinterpreted the live thing that he said before. Anyways, Skype was just doing some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen Skype do, especially in saying, "Hey, hey Ben, why don't we why don't we continue the year of technical difficulties with a bang? And yeah, so
That's what happens when you get purchased by Microsoft. You stop working, right?
oh my God, we're gonna need to figure out some alternative options here because that was horrendous. Anyways, guys, we were talking about virtual reality. I honestly don't remember where we left off on virtual reality.
You were telling me about the PlayStation headset.
Yes, that's right. The VR, really cool. I liked it. And yeah, it was super late. I think we should just move on to our final topic of the evening.
Okay.
And that is our favorite things of CES this year.
Woohoo!
Andy, this was your first CES ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was your favorite thing you saw?
There was just a lot of really, really cool things to look at. I guess I'm not like Sam or you. I was looking more at medical devices and some of the things that I could use in my business. I think
I work in hospitals too.
Yeah, well,
cool.
You know, if you went to CES, man, you wouldn't be looking at those things.
That's right.
I would absolutely look at those things too. I mean, the first conference that I ever went to was a veterinary conference in Florida. So I would still take a look at some of that stuff because some of that stuff is super cool.
I think, some of it was just like you look at it and you're like, where do the people get other people's money to build this shit? That's what really kind of was like, wow. About or the video of the Intel. Intel, yes, Intel. It is the most lifelike faux tail or like cocktail in the world or something like that. And so, I mean, this
What is it
basically
called?
it's
called
Intel, Inteal. I think it's like IN-TAIL, Intel. And basically, I think it is all I could think of here is that was the Las Vegas CSI episode with the furries, where the furry got murdered. That's what I was thinking. Here I am in Las Vegas, and this dude's wearing a tail. And not only that, as I was standing there watching this guy with this tail, and he had a motorized one strapped to a chair also, this chick came up and wanted to wear it. And she wanted to try it out. And I was like, okay, that's just the craziest thing I've seen at CES.
Retails for $4.99.
Right.
Retails for $4.99.
Is it Intel?
It's exactly how you said it. Hyphen tail.
Yeah. And it is like you just wonder.
It's true. It's amazing that people fund that.
Right. And then you look at their website, and could they have not gotten a better mannequin? Did you pull up their website?
Ironically, like literally searching in -tail does not bring up their website on the first page of Google.
Intel.com.
Okay.
Is like,
oh, there it is. I see it.
I mean,
oh god.
It's like a cross-gender mannequin.
All right, I'm gonna put this this link in the chat for everyone.
And then if you go down, this is the dude in the video that was at the booth. I guess he's the founder and chief freak of Intel.
Oh man,
yeah.
There is an analog version. Is what I'm seeing.
That's right. I sent Ben a video of the actual animatronic one that is like controlled by your phone.
Yeah.
I don't know. The other really cool thing that I found was the NanoFlow, this company that was selling basically a tabletop machine that can waterproof electronic devices. And I thought that was very cool from a business opportunity standpoint.
Yeah, so they had this booth there, and they were charging like $40 for this process, you said, right?
Right.
And explain what you can do with it.
So you basically, they take your phone, or they have one that goes up to a 12-inch tablet, and you put it in this chamber. They take the SIM card out, and they sit a foam block that kind of cross sections your phone, so that when they set it in this machine, it creates a seal, and they vaporize some chemical that they've developed on one side, and they have a vacuum on the other. Pulls this vapor through your phone, so through the crevices in your phone and out, I guess, like the lightning port or the micro USB port, and that waterproofs the electronics, the motherboard of your phone. And then it is apparently waterproof, and they give you the waterproof rating, which means nothing to me, but it basically comes down to 30 minutes at 1 meter of water.
See, and that's more of a point that Apple does not need to remove the headphone jack to make things waterproof.
Well, I mean,
the thing about this is, though, you think about it from a business standpoint, you literally have like 9 months. If you bought this machine, you have about 9 months to make money with it, because by the end of the year, I would bet 90% of new electronics are going to have a waterproof rating. I mean, Samsung's doing it. Right? Is it a Samsung?
Yeah,
or
Samsung.
LG? I mean, all of those are waterproof now.
I mean, that is a huge new trend, because how many times have people accidentally put their phones in the wash, dropped things in the toilet, been pushed in a pool with their phone or something?
yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Like, for those things, those don't kill your phone. Like, the stupid things people do with their phone after it's been dipped in water, that's what kills your phone. But yeah, like,
wait, so you mean microwaving it doesn't
underwater?
fix it?
Yeah. Being able to use your phone after it's in the water is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Or use it in the water.
Or in the water.
Take videos, take pictures.
And you said the waterproof rating that they had was for like a meter and 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 meter, 30 minutes. IPX7.
And that's 30 actual minutes in the water. That's not 30 minutes from the time it's applied.
You know what? That
Correct.
actually doesn't feel that great. That's actually like the Apple Watch rating is what I'm looking at right now. Like, okay, let me look this other device.
Recruit says, put a phone in the microwave, then sit on the microwave for best results.
Let's see what Liquid Hell is. I mean, I think one of the things, especially for this one from a commercial standpoint, is that you can do it in like 5 minutes. Like, there are other things that are out there that do this, but what you're doing is you're shipping your phone in, you're waiting a week, it comes back, and then it's been coded. Like, none of those
this
things.
machine isn't something that the lay person is going to be buying, though. How much did you say it was?
$15,000 for the small machine.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, what I'm saying is, like, you can set up a shop in like the middle of San Francisco and be like, hey, look, $40, 5 minutes. Go get coffee and come back and it'll be done. You know, like it is an industrial thing, but it makes it accessible to the consumer.
I could see. Yeah, I mean, I do have to agree with what Andy was saying in the fact that next couple of years this thing's going to be gone.
Yeah, there's not going to be any use for it.
Yeah,
but I'm looking at like the LG G4 has survived 2 hours under 4 inches of water. You know, it all has to do with water pressure.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. Like, I have a Samsung S5, and I really loved it. And one of the things I really liked about it was this waterproofing. But then the next device Samsung came out with was one that could not do that.
Yeah. That's really silly. I think
What's IP67?
IP6.
Do you have all the IP67 rating?
IP67. Let's see.
this is
15 centimeters per from immersion between 50 meters and 1 meter in depth. That was the Samsung G5 or Samsung Galaxy S5.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Sam, what was your best to show?
So I'm gonna give a really quick shout out to the DJI Osmo, which was DJI is the company that has the Phantom, which is like a really popular drone with camera on it. This is a handheld device that you can mount your iPhone as a monitor to, but it can be controlled completely independently. And it's a camera on a only two, maybe it's a 3-axis gimbal that you can like literally just walk around, and then there's like a little joystick that lets you turn it. So like literally like now if you actually wanted to walk through and like capture the show or capture your vacation, it's there. It'll be steady. It records to an SD card. I think you can probably record your camera. It's actually really cool, except it's super expensive. Honorable mention.
Uh-huh.
But the thing I really liked was Chevy's announcement, which was the Bolt EV, which is Chevy's probably first. I guess you can kind of count the Volt, but it's full. It's its first like foray into pure electric vehicles. The key points of this are they don't say how many kilowatt hours it has, but they rate it at 200-mile range, which is exceptional, and the price point is $30,000 after tax incentives, which is probably about 37 MSRP, which is ridiculous. Like, I for one really wanted a Tesla, and I was hoping that when my lease runs out in 17, they'd have the lower level model, and I would be able to afford it. But if that doesn't happen, this may be a great option with it coming out at the end of the year. It has like a 10.2-inch display inside for like controlling it, which is also really cool. And one of the best features that I saw was when you have rear view cameras now, right? But what this does beyond a rear view camera is, I guess there's a couple extra cameras around the Bolt. So essentially what it has is it looks like it has like an eagle view of your car as if it was top down sitting on top of it and put you in between other vehicles. Obviously it's like a digital approximation because there's not a camera like way up high looking down on you. But like when you're backing into a spot, when you're parking in a spot, you can see exactly how far you are away from like the other cars from up top. So packed full of goodies, 200-mile range, $30,000, pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Pretty reasonable.
You know, Sam, one thing that we didn't mention was entertainment.
In what?
In-car entertainment. Did you see? I mean, full dashes that displayed movies, video games.
Oh, good. Something people can get in car accidents with.
Well, no, it's like the passenger has like the BMW had it. The passenger dash was basically a huge screen where you could stream video, you could do all sorts of things. So that's
not something in the Chevy Bolt.
That's where I need to set it.
No, but I mean, like there was technology that I've been like personally waiting for in cars that are, I think, finally been announced that I just think is really cool. Like now there are cars where you don't have your seatbelt clicked in, like none of your entertainment works.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, I guess some people might be upset with that, but like very practical.
Yeah,
very
stupid people would be upset about that, Sam. Stupid people. Yeah.
Hey, I get that. I get that. But, you know, like, man,
Hey, everyone
Just
on
like
the show, do a
basic
quick shout out to the cool Velociraptor in chat.
Hi, Velociraptor.
Hey, Velociraptor.
Do you look like the first Jurassic Park one or like the real one?
Can I talk about my favorite thing?
No.
No, okay.
Go for it.
Okay. So this one was actually something that Mike told me about, our producer, and as soon as he told me about it, I instantly wanted one. It's made by a company called Livestream, which usually makes a bunch of, guess what they make? Live stream tech. And they had this announcement of their new camera, the Movi, M-O-V-I, that can essentially it creates a scene in 4K, and then it has a super wide angle lens, and it's a 3 millimeter lens, and essentially it creates different scenes with just the one camera. So you can create like I forget how many different scenes.
I think it's 9.
It's
9 by
so
default.
9 virtual cameras that you can set it to actually follow people, and essentially you could have one camera do the work of 4 cameras or 5 cameras or 9 cameras, which is just so cool. And all I could think of immediately was like, man, if we had had something like that during Extra Life, like that would have been one of the coolest things ever. We could have. It's really neat, and it's because it's in 4K. All of its little cameras that it seems that it makes are still incredibly good resolution. And
Then
what?
Then we have a problem.
What is the problem?
I may have to break my rule for never pre-ordering things.
Yeah. So if you pre-order it, it's $200 off.
I do need to figure out what is so much better about the Pro version.
So Mike was telling me about the Pro version. The biggest difference is the battery. Like I think instead of the battery only lasting for 2 hours, it lasts for like 10 hours.
Care about that.
And then I think it comes with some extra like peripheral stuff. You can connect it to an Ethernet port.
Oh, okay. That might actually make it worth it.
Yeah.
I take it back.
But it's essentially it's a separate dock that you can buy for the regular version as well, that you just sit it in. But still, it's so freaking cool. And it's like Mike was talking to me about him. He's like, I just want 3 of them, so I can just do whatever I want with them. And it's just it looks so neat, and it's incredibly slick looking too. Like, and I mean, even the full price version isn't super horrendously priced.
I mean, it's a GoPro. It's the price of a new GoPro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like this is the antithesis of the GoPro, though, where the GoPro is a big action moving thing. This is going to be great for creating multi-scene video.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm talking just price. But
yeah, absolutely. But it's so freaking cool, so cool. And I want one. I want one bad.
Whoa! I'm confused now. I'm looking at stuff. It says, created by Livestream, the leader in live video. Movi makes streaming easier than ever. Subscriptions start at less than $9 a month. What the hell? What am I subscribing to?
I don't know what you're talking.
Okay. I'm on their website. We gotta figure that out.
Okay.
Because I mean, I honestly, like, if it's good quality, $200 for a good 4K camera, like, I'm actually okay with. If I have to pay to use it,
that is the pre-order price. And you're on Getmovi?
I was on their site, but there's not a ton of details. Getmovi.com.
Okay. I mean, I agree. Paying to continue to use it would be silly, but I don't see why that would be a thing. It might be like if they have a live streaming app or something along those lines, that might be what it's talking about. But I can't imagine you just using it as a camera would be it.
Yeah. Also, I'll suck at Android users. Sorry.
But no, I think it's really cool. I know not that many people. I mean, after hearing this, what do you think of the Movi camera, Dad?
I have no idea what you would use it for.
I mean, again, the biggest thing that I can think about using it for is when all of the nerdy knights live in one area, we could essentially set up a streaming room where we can be in different parts of the room, and it can automatically switch to people based on who's talking, who's moving, things like that. And the coolest part is the camera doesn't have to move, but it can follow you through a room because of the scenes.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, there was a ton of 360-degree cameras at CES also. I saw at least half a dozen of them.
Well, I mean, the really neat thing about this is it's like, imagine if Sam and I were sitting at a table together. This camera can have a scene that can have two shots, one of me, one of Sam, and then it can have shots of each person, close up, half distance away, and like things like that.
It's basically your conference call video camera.
No, I mean, okay,
so much more than that, though.
Here would be a good example of how to use it. Like right now, let's say we were a band, right, and we wanted to like shoot a performance. Now you set up one camera, and one guy you can control. Like, all right, now like the guitarist is playing, so we'll focus on him, and then we'll like make the screen look a certain way, and then we'll just go to the drummer. And as long as they're visible within the same scene, it's like a seamless cut. Whereas if you were like a videographer, you'd probably need 2 to 3 different cameras to actually cut that way.
And then you'd have to edit it later.
What they're really talking about, I feel like, is a huge stretch for what this device can do. And I would be very curious to see how well it works, like getting some more information, because what they're saying is cool, but, okay.
So just tell me, can you put it on a drone?
Can, yes.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, Ben, I figured out the caveat, which is great for streaming, but not necessarily great for video production.
Mm-hmm.
It records, previews, and streams at 720p.
Yeah, I see that. 720, 30 frames a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has the ability to capture 4K, and it's using that for the extra pixels, but it's not actually
right
doing 4K production.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes a lot of sense because 4K is really, really intensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And taxing on a computer.
Yeah.
But no, I mean that was the thing that I found the coolest, besides all the stuff coming out for the Amazon Echo.
Yeah. I mean, what this actually reminds me of, you ever see the Party Share like Sony camera device?
No.
Like the idea was you would set up this like device in the middle of your party with a Sony camera on it, and like it would track movements, and like if you stood in front of it, it would take your picture.
Huh.
And it was just like 360, and you just walk around it. I feel like it's that, except in a much different and somewhat more practical manner.
This just sounds kind of creepy.
It was a little bit. I mean, it was just like a robot that's going. Click, click.
Okay. Well, do you guys have anything else you want to add in the vein of CES before I close this out?
Everyone should go to CES. No, I'm just kidding.
It was funny to see how many hoverboards were there, confined to their booth and grounded to where people couldn't show them off, couldn't ride them, couldn't do anything.
You know why? Because
there were some people riding. There were. But yeah, I agree with you.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, you can find us all over the internet. Andy Riddick, my father, can be found on Twitter at Canis Diaris. That's CANISDIRUS. Sam can be found pretty much everywhere on the internet as DJ Fluffkins. That's right, DJ Fluffkins. Everywhere on the internet. And you can follow me on Twitter at BRidiculous. That's BRIDDICKULOUS. And you can follow everything Nerdy Nights related at nerdy_nights on Twitter. And of course, for all of the latest news that we have, go to www.nkrn.org. Remember, Nerdy Nights Radio is live on Twitch every Monday evening at 7:30 Pacific Time. And you can participate in the show just like Recruit and the cool Velociraptor did. By participating in the chat. And Citizen. Fine. I guess I'll mention him too.
He's always here. We don't need to message him anymore.
Yeah, right? Yeah, and Keith was here at the beginning. I'm not going to name everyone that was in the chat. And remember, you can find the full episode and split videos on YouTube at www.nkrn.org/YouTube. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on our videos so you can tell us what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, and, just be the YouTube community that, the YouTube community is, because we love that. And, of course, you can subscribe to us on iTunes or your favorite podcast consumption service of choice. Thanks again, everyone. It has been an excellent night, and I officially dub the Nerdy Knights of the Round. Go out and defend the realm of the Nerdy Knights, and until next week, remember, it's dangerous to go alone.